end of the show, you're on my lap. You're blocking me out.
He wants to tell you what he wants for Christmas.
This guy, other stabbing us in the back with all the money and all that, he takes me to get a malted milk in Hardee's, and he tried to kill me. I'm drinking the malted milk, and my thing fired. Boom! I go, whoa!
You wondered what he put in that milkshake.
Now, let me tell you something.
What did he do? You must have had to pay for it.
Now, let's set the scene straight here. I think he froze the system that he had, that defibrillator, because he had a 32-ounce cup of orange drink. Then after that, he decides to have a vanilla milkshake, and he's three-quarters of the way through the vanilla. Three-quarters of the way through it, all of a sudden, boom, in the chair. I go, are you all right? He goes, the thing worked.
He probably had a big Slurpee before that, too.
Hey, that's nothing. I went to a dance last Friday night. I got invited with Dr. Watkins, the guy that operates, and the other doctors over in Hopkins. It was a dance. You had to bring your own cookies. And guess what we had at the dance? Cookies and soda. What a hell of a way to spend a Friday night at a dance. With cookies and soda.
Hey, you haven't done that since when you were in the first grade.
Hey, I was drinking beer when I was 6 years old at Mr. Tooley's Speakeasy. What are you talking about?
Mr. Tooley.
Hey, it was the Irishman lived in the neighborhood.
You got to break you under.
Can we talk a little football now?
Okay, football. Get out of here. They got the guy now out, the quarterback with San Francisco. What's his name?
Bono.
Bueno or Bono?
No, Bono.
Now they forgot all about Brace's buddy Montana and the other guy Walsh. Now all they do is talk about Bono.
Steve Young, not Walsh. Steve Young. He used to be the coach.
Oh.
Well, you know, let's talk about your favorite subject here, the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Who do you think is the best quarterback in the National Football League right now?
I guess Rippon or whatever his name is. Rippon. But now he's getting to be an actor. He throws a touchdown pass, he lays on the ground. He looked to make sure that it was completed. Then he went back like this. Get up, you jerk, get up. And then they call a play and it don't work. He throws the ball 18 feet over the receiver's head, and he comes off the field, and he throws his helmet, you know. I'm the coach or I'm the equipment manager. I punch him right in the mouth.
They're actors.
Huh?
They're actors.
They're all actors. Get out of here. And then Jack Kemp, the third-team quarterback. That's how good.
Jeff Kemp.
Who?
Kemp.
Jeff Kemp.
Who's Jack?
Jack's his father.
Who's his father? Oh, he's a congressman or something.
Yeah, used to play for the Bills.
Another beauty.
I'll tell you who I like, and I think is doing probably having one of his better seasons, is Elway. You know, this guy, when you look at him, yeah. Hey, Artie, look where he's been. You know what? About 2 weeks ago, he got sacked 6 times. He still ends up winning the ball game. Now, how many quarterbacks do you know can do that?
I got to take it back what I said about O'Brien, because this guy Sweeney, the center on the Jets, said that O'Brien's been hit so often, it's even a wonder he gets out on the field. So if O'Brien, you're looking or watching, I take it back whatever I said from me. Even if you're Irish from California, forget about it.
How about McMahon? He's more brittle than peanut brittle.
Oh, my God, this guy. Hey, who knows? Who knows what's under that mask anyway? If that's McMahon or it isn't, I don't know.
Yeah, you can tell by his ponytail. Sometimes he has it in a bunch, and sometimes he has it flowing. And you don't imagine playing against a guy with a flowing ponytail. The whole thing stinks. What are you telling me about? And what's my favorite underhanded
Bernie Kosar.
Yeah, he throws for 84 yards. Who the hell are you going to be throwing for 84 yards? The sisters of the sick poor?
Little sisters of the poor.
God, say something, Brace. My wife will give me hell if you don't say something.
Now, when you look at all these quarterbacks, you're talking about Rippon being the best right now. You know, the one thing, John Elway in Denver sort of like squeaks out victories. They don't really pound anybody.
Yeah, but they don't. Elway doesn't have the surrounding cast that these other characters have. You know, like San Francisco. I think San Francisco's proven to everyone that they got a well-balanced ball club. Not only just offensively, they got it defensively. That's why a guy can step in like Bona and Steve Young and go out there and win ball games.
13 quarterbacks are throwing for 300 yards against these guys. If you watched the Redskins play yesterday, they had guys open so far. You could have caught a pass against the...
I couldn't have gotten open.
The Cardinals. Hey, but did you ever go to... You went to the Pro Bowl game?
Yeah.
Well, the 5 times I went, I don't know who picked it, but we went out there and the guy owned the bar. You remember the guy had the bar by the airport?
Ernie's,
yeah. He used to tell us who was going to the Pro Bowl before we even knew who was going. So that's how much. And then I'm watching the Cardinals play, and they got this big guy, 6'6", 340 pounds, is the nose tackle. You watch him? That guy Bostic. What'd he do? Oh, he ate him up. He ate his lunch. He had this guy 8 yards down the line of scrimmage by himself, and this guy's saying he's Pro Bowl material. Yeah. They're nuts.
How about the Buffalo game? You watch that for a while?
Buffalo? No, I don't watch it.
Talking about the Pro Bowl, we'll talk a little bit about when Artie was invited to the Pro Bowl and got turned all around. That's coming up next year on Braase, Donovan and Fans. But first, these messages now from the Baltimore area Toyota dealers, also the Pizza Hut restaurants, Oakview Treatment Center, Home Team
no
Sports,
Pizza Hut. Get out of
the Greater Baltimore Acura dealers, including Jerry Mazur's Acura West, also Griffith Acura and Franco Acura. We'll return in just a moment. Welcome back to Brace, Donovan and Fans. Sometimes during the commercial breaks, it even gets better than when we're on the show. You know, before the show started, Artie was talking about when he went to the Pro Bowl, and we were talking about the difference between being a right defensive tackle versus a left defensive tackle. Now, pick it up from there.
Well, you know, when you three of us were all left defensive tackles, so somebody had to play right tackle. So they said to me, you play right tackle. Well, you're so used to, like, if nobody touches you, your left tackle, you immediately turn to your right because here comes the trap or here comes the center blocking on you. I'm playing right tackle. Nobody touched me, so I turn to the right. And here comes a guy over to trap me. He hit me a shot in the ass, and in the rear end, and knocked me 5 feet. And Joe Schmidt made the tackle. He saved me.
Well, are you really saying that you almost have to be left-handed to be a...
No, but it helps.
I'd like to know if that guy that hit you and knocked you 5 feet, is he in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know.
He sure as hell ought to be if he isn't.
I know. Knocking me, my big fat rear end. Hey, you know, in the Army, I enjoyed watching the Army-Navy game. I really did. And then they said the guys from Navy, they stole 4 Army mules. I knew guys of my neighbors steal a whole barn. They steal 4 mules.
What the heck would you do with 4 mules anyway? Huh?
Let's talk a little bit about, in the Buffalo game, the place kicker up there, Norwood, missed again a couple of times.
Four times?
4 times. And missed a field goal attempt. I think he missed 1 point after. Is the guy snake bitten now after the Super Bowl?
I'll tell you, he must be pressing, you know, because this guy is a good kicker. But, you know, the kickers, they come and they go real quickly. You know, the guys are in sync, and then all at once, for some reason, they're completely out of it.
Sync? You know? What the hell is that all about?
Rhythm, you know, they got everything's going down. Look at our friend Low Miller.
Oh, hey, yeah. There's another cocky guy. He misses a few. But the guy that had to go all the way to the Orient to pick up the guy Norwood, he changed his name. He looks like, you know, he's from the Orient.
Well,
what's the name? Norwood.
There are a lot of people like that running around here these days. Well, where do you want them to go? You want them to go to Europe and get one?
Well, do you mean to tell me there is...
They don't play soccer in the Orient?
All right, Bracey, you're interrupting me.
Okay. Just as long as your wife doesn't get on me, that's all.
I'm not going to say nothing.
You notice I only wore a sport coat for 2 weeks in a row now. He's back to his shirt look.
Yeah, because you're making a mockery out of my dress.
I hear your wife was drilling on you, huh? Lately she wants you to wear a coat?
My wife is on me. I told you last week, right back to Harmontown. I got to listen to all that baloney.
Don't expect me to drive you home
let me tell you something. The guy says, you know, what do you get for dinner when you get home? I said, all I get is hot tongue and cold shoulder. I knew you'd like that one.
Tell them about what your favorite meal is at 10 o'clock at night.
Kosher hot dogs or cheeseburger or...
pastrami?
Salami bologna.
How about that stuff we fed you out there in South Dakota that time? You know,
they give me stuff. They say it's meatballs, man. I'm eating them. Boy, they good. What do they call them?
Mountain oysters.
Yeah, you know what they are? They're from the goats. You know what I'm talking about?
Just like in a movie.
Yeah, they call them. I got sick. I had to go outside.
Did you set the record?
Boy, they good.
Yeah. Chevy Chase in that movie.
You know what we're talking about.
Yeah. No, let's talk a little football. Get this thing back on track. It looks like one team from the National Conference may not make it with a pretty good record. I mean, when you consider now New Orleans is tied for first with Atlanta.
They're trying the best they can do to give it away, you know. They just don't want to win.
You got the Bears and the Lions tied for first in the other one. And then you got a couple of teams that are right behind the Redskins there that got a shot. I mean, you know, Dallas and Philadelphia. So you got really 6 teams. Yeah. I mean, 7 teams vying for 6 positions.
Well, this weekend's going to kind of, I think, clear a little bit of that up when Dallas and Philadelphia meet.
Well, Artie, how about the Giants?
They're
out of it.
How about the Giants and their quarterback decision? The one guy's got a broken back. The other guy throws for 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. Don't do a damn thing after the first quarter. Now, who's going to start next week? And who gives a damn?
Maybe George Young will get out there.
Hey, Georgie. Poor George, you know. Hey, George's a brilliant guy, but George's got some bad eyesight. In fact, you know, he's got the thick glasses, and when he left us to go take the Army exam, he wrote me a letter, and he says, I didn't make it. Everything was, the physical was all right till the guy, I took the eye exam. And the doctor said to me, well, stop when you can read the big letter E. He said, I walked into the wall.
Is that where he broke his toe?
And the best thing about George, he's a smart guy.
Oh,
though.
Yeah.
His wife's sitting up there with all the wives of the players, and you know how they are.
Yeah.
They're always there. Yeah. So they said they want to know who that was, Lovey, Young, sitting with them. So she said, George, what do I say when they ask me who I am? He says, Lovey, you tell him your husband's the guy out beating the bushes to take our husband's job. And that shut him up.
On that note, we'll be back after these messages from the Baltimore area Toyota dealers.
Hey,
also from the Pizza Hut restaurants, Princeton Sports, and also Memorial Stadium memories. We'll be back in a moment. Don't forget, Christmas time is coming. 1-800-STADIUM if you're interested in some of this great material from Memorial Stadium memories. Of course, the ballpark long closed now. They get ready to open up Camden Yards. You can walk around with this on down the ballpark next year. Yes?
Oriole Park
at Camden Yards. And the governor got the word "ad" in there. Did you notice that?
Don't you forget that, Tommy boy.
I'll tell you what, he took it to the Orioles on that.
Go ahead, Ori. What do you have to say?
Really nothing. I'm waiting for you. See what you're going to take off on. Hey, I was watching a game. I don't know. Did you see the Minnesota Viking game?
No.
Oh, you missed a great one. You know.
How could you see it when you were with me?
Huh?
He was cutting out behind the
taped
scenes.
it.
Oh yeah.
That'll satisfy him, won't it? But Vinny Testaverde,
another winner,
had a pretty good day.
Did you see when they had the 3 touchdowns on 3 successive plays and they only got credit for one of them?
Not really. I didn't.
Well, the penalties. They kept having penalties.
Oh, okay.
Getting the ball into
I mean, it's.
But hey, the guy you got to feel sorry for, or maybe you got to feel happy for him because he says he's not going to coach, is this guy Jerry Burns. You know, and I look at that guy and I say, thank God I didn't get into coaching. Coaching does that to you.
He looks like he just come off the Bowery.
He looked like somebody took him in the back of the bench and beat the hell out of him.
That's terrible.
Did you notice how much he and Williamson look alike? I mean, they had this shot where the 2 of them were on the monitor at the same time looking like back and forth.
Who's Williamson?
He's a Tampa Bay coach.
Oh, he's another guy that's going to be hiking down. They got all kinds of guys going to lose their jobs.
Looks like Robinson's out with the Rams.
Looks like it. Hey, you can
if he finishes the season. Oh, my God.
Jeez, who's the guy? Bueno was his quarterback? No, Everett's his quarterback.
Yeah, Jim Everett.
And who's the other guy that played after him? Mike Pagel.
Yeah, he came in to hand the ball off when they were down like 30 points. Late in the game.
Boy, I tell you, it's really...
That's what you did down in Los Angeles. Remember the time we were playing? Yeah, you had Ryan and was a rookie quarterback.
Now, there's a real jerk, and he's a professor. Yeah. That guy is a real jerk. He called me his fat SOB, you know.
Who's this?
Well, I went into the Rams huddle. We were winning by 5 touchdowns. They couldn't win. There was a minute left to go in the game. I said, he's going to run the clock out. He starts throwing the ball all over the field. We're chasing him. I said, if I catch you, I'm going to kill you. I couldn't have caught him if I ran on my knees. I was so tired. If he ran... So I went in the Rams huddle. I said, look, you jerk, you can't win. Run the clock out, you see? And he looks up at me and says, drop dead, you big fat old man. And from our side, you know, Brace hollers, Fatso, you're in the wrong huddle. And I got penalized 5 yards for being on the offsides. Brace had to open up his mouth.
Hey, tell him the truth. You're so tired, you knew darn well if you came back on our side of the line, they're going to snap the ball. Yeah. It's going with delay of game.
What a bunch of jerks. Quarterbacks are known to be jerks. I'm telling you right now, except some of the quarterbacks we played against, I got to say they're tough guys. Some of these guys are tough guys.
How about Buddy Ryan? You were bringing up a name Ryan. It struck a bell. How about? It looks like Buddy Ryan might wind up with Ursa out there in Indianapolis.
Oh, they deserve one another. You know what? Oh man, that's got to be great.
What a marriage that'll be.
Buddy Ryan have him hanging from the second deck. Say, oh my God, I'm heartily sorry, and let him go.
Oh, you remember that story when Irsay was going to fire Whitey Duvall?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I couldn't believe that.
You said that 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know.
No, he didn't.
Huh?
No, he didn't. That was a year ago.
Oh, all right. Well, you remember.
Go ahead, tell the story about what happened.
Well, you know, he announces to the press that he's going to fire Whitey Duvall after another Colt loss. You know? So he gets down in the locker room with Marcia Broda. He says, Teddy, he says, you've got to fire Whitey Duvall. And Teddy looks at him, he says, Bob, why do you want me to do that? He says, defense was horrible. We're the worst in the league. We're horrible, you know. He says, but Bob, Whitey coaches the offensive line.
Come on, Brace, you only got a minute. Come on, hurry up.
He says, that's all right. Wait a minute, I'm not through.
Oh, okay.
He says, that's all right. He says, I just don't like him. You know?
Well, after that, I think I'm going to leave. Bracy, how about when he was down with they're playing Atlanta, and you're doing the radio, I'm doing the TV,
yeah.
And Marty Donnelly is the quarterback for the Colts, and after the game, he comes in there, I guess he had a bottle of scotch under his belt, and he looked up at Marty, he says, Marty, how come you throw to the other team better than you throw to our ends?
That was also the time Marty walked into the clubhouse with 2 stewardesses on his arms, and they put those guys running the airplane. They wouldn't allow stewardesses on the airplane.
Yeah. But that was the night they also fired George Young.
That's right. You're right. They fired George Young. George called me the next day. He was the offensive line coach. He said, guess what happened? I said, what, George? They fired me. I said, George, I told you they're only going to hire to fire. They fired everybody. Everybody, the owner can fire. If he owns the team, he can fire anybody. He don't know what he's doing anyhow.
I know Boogie's got a position for you lined up. Boogie.
Boogie who?
Boogie Weinglass when he owns the franchise in '94. He's already got you named as general manager.
Sure, he knows it.
He looked good in the helmet with the ponytail.
He'll expand your...
He looked like the back of your horse.
You got to take a break.
They got not a hell with a break. They got Bracey's horse on the merry-go-round now. You see your horse, that guy is on TV at Channel 13.
Yeah.
They got a bag of oats in front of Bracey's horse, and he's running to catch the oats, and the damn merry-go-round's going around like this.
We'll be back after these messages from the Baltimore area Toyota dealers, also the Pizza Hut restaurants, Bond and Jewelry, Comcast, and Rothschild.
I'll come over for free.
Till 5 on Sundays for your Christmas shopping. Tom Davis together with Ordell Brace and Artie Donovan. Final couple of minutes of the show, and time now for the picks. And we'll go with Ori's picks first, and we'll start out with the...
Well, that first one's a real toughie. Buffalo at the Colts, I'm going to say it's a no-show. Not only for the Colts not showing, also all the fans not showing. And, you know, it's I guess the big flip is how long is Bob going to stay sober during
Atlanta and Seattle.
Yeah, hey, look at there. Atlanta, hey, in pursuit of playoff position there. Hey,
and a possible division title.
Yeah.
The Raiders in New Orleans.
Well, hey, New Orleans, I think they forgot how to win. They got to go with the Raiders.
Time now for Artie's picks now. And Artie, of course, we'll start with the Dallas-Philadelphia game.
Personally, I don't give a damn.
No, that's later. Oh. Dallas by 21.
What are you trying to do? Are you Red Butler now or what?
Hey, these guys come up and get mad at me. They say, I bet when you told me to bet. I don't know what's going on. How can I, you know...
But you're an authority. You wouldn't be doing this show if you weren't. Look at this. Raiders and Saints, a toss-up. What are you going to toss up? What are you going to toss up?
Hey, Artie, I'd like to hear a little bit more about this extensive coaching career.
We only got 15 seconds.
Well, you know how I used to do the push-ups?
Yeah.
13 push-ups in 13 years. And, all right, I'll hurry up. I can't get in. I'll save it till next week.
That's right. Next week, he'll tell the story.
Say something,
For Bracey and Donovan, this is Tom Davis. Thanks for watching.
Braase, Donovan Fans has been brought to you by your local Toyota dealers who deliver Toyota value, the best deal going, and by your local Pizza Hut restaurants. Pizza Hut, making it great.